massive decommissioning programme. Engineers have spent £480 million coming up with a solution to extract the waste from the last silo on the plant. And one of the big issues they've had is not knowing exactly what's in it. They've had to plan for every eventuality. Once they start removing the waste in the summer, no human will be able to enter the mechanism they've designed. Instead, the job will be done by robots. Samantha Parker has been inside Sellafield for a look around. Here's her second report.
An unassuming building from the outside, but inside the silo holds some of the most hazardous nuclear waste in the world. A legacy from a time when there were working reactors on the site. It will be a risky extraction, but it cannot be left where it is. One of the biggest issues they face with emptying the silo is that they don't know exactly what's in it. At the end of the Second World War, Britain entered the arms race, so no thought was given to decommissioning. Storage solutions like the silo were agricultural in nature when built in the 40s and 50s. Little consideration given to the long-term effect of radioactive storage. Andrew, what's in this silo and why has it been so difficult then to get it out?
So the silo is filled with predominantly power fuel cladding, which is the cladding of the fuel which is removed during fuel decladding operations. It was built in the 1940s essentially as a locked vault with no idea of how the waste would be removed. It was built over a period where things were done quite quickly.
Could you imagine that happening now? Something being built like this with no way out?
No, absolutely not. So all the plants that we build on the Sellafield site today have decommissioning in mind.
So what have you decided the solution is here?
It's a crane that will enter the silo once these doors open and retrieve the waste and fill them in a waste container. The equipment that we've got here has been designed to make sure they keep containment of the facility so that we don't have any of the waste inside coming out to the environment, but also so that we don't have any of the environment going into the facility due to the risk of fire.
Another complication the team has faced is that it's unsafe for humans to be directly involved with retrieval. Everything must be done remotely using robotics. To make sure it all works, it was tested in Rosyth Naval Shipyard just outside Edinburgh before coming onto site. So what have been the challenges in this project?
I think the major challenge has just been trying to arrive at a solution. I think for quite a number of years we worked together to try to find what we felt was going to be the optimal solution to retrieve the waste. And I think it got to about 3 years ago where we concluded on the approach, which was to go through an early retrievals process, develop a design that would target one silo, develop that, drive that to an implementation, and here we are, right on the verge of being able to implement that.
Actually done some of it off-site?
Building things off-site before bringing them onto site has been a huge help because it's allowed us to work with a lot more freedom. We're not as constrained. Sellafield's a pretty intensive site when it comes to making sure that we're complying with local regulations and requirements, and I think being able to pre-build a lot of this equipment off-site has been a huge benefit for us.
The engineering in here just seemed fascinating, just in order to get some waste out and transport it away.
I think it's more a reflection of the type of thing that we're trying to deal with, which is a nuclear legacy. So you need complex equipment sometimes to be able to do the things that you need to keep humans away from the material. So I think that's partly what's contributed to just the very robustness of the solution.
Getting the waste out of the building will reduce the environmental risk. The first waste will be extracted this summer and it should be completed by 2030 at a cost of nearly £1 billion. In order to support the project, a new £250 million plant has been erected on the site, billed as a pit stop lane for the machinery used in the extraction process. It at least has been built with decommissioning in mind.
When this finishes its lifetime, in about 30 to 40 years, depending how quickly we can empty the silos, we'll be able to decommission this one very, very easily compared to the existing buildings on site.
This legacy waste will be kept in safe containers until an underground nuclear waste store is built in the future. Samantha Parker, ITV News, inside Sellafield.